Today we are unboxing the Verus rear diffuser for ND Miatas. Looks like this is the hardware kit. Looks to be more hardware in the bag. For this install, you will need a jack and jack stands, a ratchet, a 10mm, a 12mm, a Phillips screwdriver, a 14mm Allen wrench, a 10mm wrench, and a level. There is a support under the rear differential. We are going to be jacking off of that to get the car in the air. The bottom nut on your sway bar bushing will need fully removed and the top nut loosened. So you'll need to almost all the way remove the bolt at the top, take it out pretty far. As you can see, I have the Corksport rear sway bar, comes with new bushings. You'll need to pull that all the way out. This will go in like this and push back down. This faces forward. And then we will put the nut back on and you follow suit on the other side. We're going to just lay it up here to see how we think it would go. And you can see the holes are not big enough for the pipes. Looks like it would set in here because here's where the holes go to bolt that up. So looks like it's mostly over here and maybe a little bit over here. Needs cut out for the bigger pipes. We'll have to see when we get the hardware installed. And as you can see, we had to trim it down to make it clear the bigger exhaust tips. And we rounded the corners, and now we're paint markering what we cut off and sanded down to smooth it out. As you can see, there's two screws here that will need to be removed. The front one is flat and the back one looks like it has a head for a wrench on it. And it's the same thing on the other side. After removing the 2 screws, you will see there is 2 metal ends here that, or whatever they call them, that need to be removed, that have the threads in them. As you can see, it's not all that hard. They will just pop off. You will need the following hardware: the long bracket with the angle here and the 90-degree here, 2 washers, the long bolt, and 1 nut, and it will go in the following location. You will be mimicking this on the other side, which is right over here. The angled end goes up. As you can see, the angle is here and the 90-degree is here. As you can see, I now have the Verus rear diffuser installed. It was kind of complicated because these tips are bigger on the Greddy Supreme exhaust. As you can see, I had to trim some more, and these bolts right over here are very hard to get in because the wrench on the back side where the nut is. And I recommend when you install this that you do these front bolts first. You hand tighten them with your hand and leave them loose, but not quite hand tighten, leave it loose but down enough so that they will not back off on you, and you will have it tilted at an angle. And then the back bolts, you stick these side bolts in first. The back bolts go in last. The back bolts go in last. There's 2 back bolts on each side to the back of the splitter. 2 on each side here. Kind of like a V-shaped thing you would have seen earlier in the video. Comes down. And you put those on last and tighten everything down. You have to reach your arm from the back side way in to get these 2 bolts right here in the center. Your arm has to come way inside from the back to hold the wrench on. You will need help holding this up as you are installing, as it is cumbersome due to the shape.